Hey Internet, I just worked a 12-hour shift. Now let's make some chicken fajitas. Why? Because they're delicious.
Go ahead and screenshot the shot and let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to want to do is take your chicken thighs out and go ahead and debone them if you didn't buy them boneless. I bought them with bone in just to kind of give you guys a demonstration of how to debone a chicken thigh. See, what you want to do is take that big bone, kind of cut around it, and then get all the meat off it that you can. And then you're going to go ahead and really skin that bone. Get everything off. That's a really super tender, delicious meat. Then the next thing you want to do is once all your chicken is deboned and there's nothing hard that's going to make you choke, you're going to go ahead and cut your chicken up into tiny little pieces. You know, pieces that are bite-sized and delicious, perfect for fajita tacos. Once they're done, you could either put them in a bowl, or ideally, what you're going to want to do is put them inside of a plastic bag. Plastic bag is going to make the marinade so much better, because that's what we're doing right now is the marinade. Marinade is very important. This particular marinade needs to sit in the fridge for at least 3 hours and up to 24 hours. But yeah, go ahead and put all your chicken right in that bag, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the garlic powder, which you want to do 2 teaspoons. Then you want to go ahead and add your lime juice in. See, I used a little bit of the pre-made artificial store-bought stuff. I actually used a lot of that, but I also used a lot of real limes as well. Either way, doesn't matter. Real limes are actually better, but this is slightly easier. But I still used to cut up the limes and did all that. You cannot have enough lime juice in this. It doesn't. You could put 5 limes. Five limes. Those are green. Those aren't yellow. But yeah, the more lime juice, the better. You want to go ahead and get your cumin powder. You want to do 2 teaspoons of this, which that'll give it some nice, delicious, smoky flavor. And then smoked paprika or regular paprika. I like smoked paprika. And then cilantro. You want to do 2 or 3 teaspoons of cilantro. It depends on if you like cilantro. Some people don't like cilantro. And then you want to do about 2 to 3 teaspoons or 3 teaspoons of olive oil, and then some cracked black pepper. Lots of cracked black pepper, and then some salt. Salt's also very important. It makes the meat more tender. And then the most important ingredient of all, chili powder. You want to do 2 tablespoons of chili powder. And then you want to get all the air out of the bag. It's very important to get all the air out of the bag. And then you want to kind of just mush everything up so that everything is, friendly and getting to know each other. See, look at that. Everything's all getting to know each other. Then you want to go ahead and put that in your fridge for at least 3 hours. Then you want to find your favorite cowboy boot-shaped mug, and you want to go ahead and chug a delicious Mexican beer out of. Because even though this is Tex-Mex, you can still drink a Mexican beer. Then you're going to want to go ahead and start with your peppers. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to cut up a green pepper really fast for you. You're going to want to go ahead and cut off the top of it. And then you're going to go ahead and want to core it out. Then you're going to go ahead and rip that core out like Hulk. And then you're going to want to get rid of those seeds. And then you're going to want to cut up in a big chunks so that you can cut long ways and get these nice straw-like pieces that you want for the fajitas. See, look at how beautiful those straws look. It's important to leave them longer for the fajitas because remember they are going onto a taco shell or a tortilla shell. Then you go ahead and rinse and repeat for all your other peppers. So you can see, you go ahead and cut the top off, core it out, rip it out like the Hulk, cut it open, get these big chunks, start cutting into smaller pieces that you want to work with those straws. And then you go ahead and do the same thing for the yellow, and just go ahead and watch how fast I move because I'm part robot. It's very important that everybody knows that. Then you cut these straw-like pieces because that's exactly what we're looking for. The red peppers are the same concept, even though they're much smaller. You just want to go ahead and core them out, get the seeds out, and then cut them up. And then we move on to the onion. The onion's fairly simple. You cut it in half, core it, and then you just want to cut it into these long straws, just like you would do. You can put a cut down the center, like I just did, to make cutting it easier. But onions are relatively easy. The hardest thing about the onion is trying not to cry while you're cutting it, because men don't cry. And then you look at your beautiful onion shoestrings. It's perfect. Now it's been at least 3 hours, so we can go ahead and heat the pan up. And you want to put it on high heat, and you want to get this oil in, and get your wooden spoon. Your wooden spoon is extremely important. And then you want to go ahead and gingerly add your meat in, just a little bit at a time. You don't want to bunch up too much meat at a time because it'll make it greasy and it'll kind of steam the meat, which is not what we want. We want this like fried taste. And then you go ahead and gingerly add some onions and then give those a little bit of a kick with your wooden spoon. And then you add some peppers. I'm doing a single serving for this pan. I'm not making a huge amount. This recipe you can literally feed an entire family, but I'm just making a small. The consistency that you're looking for is you want your chicken to be tender, and you want your vegetables to be kind of soft but not mushy. You kind of want them to have a little bit of rigidness to them, just enough so that they keep that kind of crunch flavor to add some diversity in the texture of the fajita. Then after your vegetables are all good like that, you want to go ahead and plate up on your favorite tortilla shell.
Now I'm about to do something so bad. Everyone's going to hate me, but it's so good. Just a dollop of sour cream right there in the middle. And some of this delicious Chihuahua cheese. It's not a taco, but I like Chihuahua cheese. I like any cheese everything. And then you try to fold. Let's try harder. Fold it. And you get all the flavors. The onions and the peppers and the chicken is so sweet. It's very tender. On the food. The cheese is so melty, it's so good. It's one of my favorite things. Hey, if you like that video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Also, check out our past videos here and here. And on my belly, I'll put our little subscribe button. Thanks, guys.